I used to write love letters to people who never learned how to read my soul. So I started writing differently. Not to them, but to the version of me that stayed too long in places that forgot her worth. And she answered, not with words, but with light. Morning spills through a quiet room. Healing moves in a subtle tune. I don't rush what is meant to stay. I let time soften what it takes away. I used to measure love by the loss I felt. Now I measure it by how I've healed myself. Every goodbye was a sacred sign that I was crossing back into my life. I don't chase what dims my glow. I don't go where I already know that my spirit will have to bend just to fit where it cannot end. These are my afterglow letters to myself, written in truth, not needing help. I am the love I used to seek, soft but strong when I speak. No more waiting to be enough. I was built from sacred stuff. Every part I used to hide now stands with me side by side. They tried to name me by my doubt, but I found a deeper route. Every wound became a map leading me back to self-respect. Now I move with steady grace. No more running from my face. Even silence knows my name. I am not who I was in pain. If I read these words out aloud, would they echo through the cloud of who I was before I knew that I was always coming through? These are my afterglow letters to myself, written in truth, not needing help. I am the love I used to seek, soft but strong when I speak. No more waiting to be enough. I was built from sacred stuff. Every part I used to hide now stands with me side by side. And I realized the most important love story was never between me and someone else. It was between me and the woman I kept becoming. The city doesn't sleep. It remembers. Every soul that ever whispered I matter. And in that echo, I found my voice again. Neon halos on cracked sidewalks. I talk to my shadow when the night talks. It tells me, girl, you've been enough. Even when the world gets rough, I used to measure love in empty hands. Now I read my worth in shifting sands. Every grain a lesson I survived. Every breath proof I'm still alive. Midnight songs on Lenox Avenue. Every broken heart learns something new. I ain't lost, I'm just rewriting truth in the language of a soul uncaged in youth. Let the bassline preach, let the roads cry, let the city hear my lullaby. I am more than what they named me to be. I am the song of becoming free. They tried to box me in polite phrases, but I was fire hidden in paper mazes. I danced through doubt in worn out shoes. Still I made rhythm out of breaking news. Now I sip peace like warm red wine. Let the past fade like blurred street signs. I don't chase, I attract what aligns. Even pain gets transformed in time. Midnight fades, but I stay awake. Not from fear, but the love I make in me, in me, in me, in me. I used to think stars were far away, but I learned they're just fragments of light that never stop believing in their own existence. So I asked myself, what if I stopped doubting mine? Late night glow on my window frame. I whisper peace into my own name. Roads keys fall like gentle rain, melting silence I used to contain. I wore approval like second skin until I forgot where I'd been within. But love ain't something I have to earn, it's something I remember when I return. Bassline walking through candlelight air. Every note says I was always there. Even when I disappeared in noise, I was still my own quiet voice. I don't need to be chosen to belong. I was already part of the song. And if love is really won't erase the woman I became through grace. Stardust confessions in slow motion, healing like waves in the silent ocean. I am not lost, I am refined. I am the rhythm of my own design. No more shrinking to fit their view. I was always made of something true. Stardust confessions, I come through. They tried to label my softness as weak, but I turned pain into something unique. Every tear was a chord progression, teaching me emotional intelligence. Now I speak in truth, not performance. No more pleasing, that's my endurance. I don't chase love that makes me small. I stand tall through it all. I used to beg for a seat at the table. Now I realize I built the stable where my spirit learns how to stay. without needing to run away. Ooh, I remember me finally free. Every wound became a light, every wrong turned into right. Let it fall, let it breathe. I was always what I need. Stardust confessions in slow motion. I am the prayer and the devotion. Not something broken to be fixed, but something cosmic, fully mixed. No more hiding what I knew. I am everything I've been through. Stardust confessions. I choose me too. And if you listen closely, between the roads and the silence, you'll hear it. The sound of a woman falling back in love with herself. There is a sun that does not rise in the sky. It rises in the quiet places we abandoned, in the corners of self-doubt, in the rooms where we learned to be small. And one day, it decides to rise anyway. Morning spills like honey on my skin. I don't ask the light where it's been. I just let it touch what I used to hide. All my silence turning into pride. Rose keys whisper like old love letters, telling me I was built for better than shrinking into somebody's idea of a woman who disappears. But bassline walking like a soft confession, every note a gentle lesson that I don't need to break to grow. I just need to let go. I used to think love was a test. Now I know I deserve the best. And if it's real, it won't erase the fire written on my face. Velvet sun rising inside me, warm like truth finally finding me. I am not the hurt I survived. I am the reason I'm still alive. No more dimming what I am. I shine without a helping hand. Velvet sun, I understand. Velvet sun, I understand. Yeah. I used to fold myself into silence, call it peace, but it was compliance. Now I speak in rhythms uncontained. Every scar becomes my name. They said be humble, don't take up space, but I was born with the cosmic grace. Too wide for cages, too deep for fear. I was never meant to disappear. Now I walk like I own my breath, like every step rewrites death. Not dramatic, just deeply true. I belong to me, not you. Ooh, I release the weight. I elevate. Every tear became light. Every dark turned into sight. Let it bloom, let it stay. I was born my own way. Velvet eyes. And now I see it clearly. I was never waiting for the sun. I was becoming it. I used to think love was something I had to calculate. Add my worth, subtract my fear. Balance myself until I made sense to someone else. But the heart, it was never arithmetic. It was always art. And art doesn't ask permission to be felt. Yeah. Candlelight dancing on polished skin, a quiet world where I begin. No more math for my tenderness, no formula for my wholeness. I used to count what I gave away, now I count how I choose to stay. In my body, in my breath, not in fear of emotional death. I don't divide myself to fit into love that doesn't admit that I am more than what I do. I am simply being true. This is candlelight arithmetic of the heart, where I stop tearing myself apart. I am not a problem to solve, I am the answer that evolves. No more shrinking what I feel. I am whole, I am real. Love don't ask me to be small, it expands when I give it all. Yeah. They taught me love was compromise, but I see through different eyes. Now I know it's not defeat to stand where my truth can breathe. Every boundary I restore opens up another door, not to them but back to me, where my spirit moves freely. If I never learn to stay, would I still have found my way back to the love I used to deny? Sitting gently in my why. This is candlelight arithmetic of the heart, where I stop tearing myself apart. I am not a problem to solve, I am the answer that evolves. No more shrinking what I feel. I am whole, I am real. Love don't ask me to be small, it expands when I give it all. And I finally understood the heart was never meant to be solved, only listened to until it remembers its own rhythm. I met myself again last night, in the reflection of a half-lit window. She didn't ask for permission to exist. She just stood there, whole in her becoming. And I finally understood. Love was never something I had to earn. It was something I had to remember. City breath slow through the evening glow. Street light halos in the golden flow. I used to shrink just to fit the frame. Now I speak my truth, I don't hide my name. Every tear I cry turned into ink, writing stories deeper than they think. I was loved even when I forgot. Even in silence I was still alive. No more bending to break my soul. No more pieces I can't control. I'm not lost, I was underground. Now I rise where my roots are found. This is my midnight self-portrait. No filter, no distortion. I am the light I was searching for. Love don't live outside my door. It's in me. It's in me. I am the truth I avoided. Now I'm restored, I'm converted. Every flaw is a sacred art. I am love from the very start. They said I'd break if the world got loud, but I learned peace in the crowded crowd. Walked through fire with a steady mind. Left the fear I was taught behind. No validation can define my worth. I was born whole before the hurt. Now I move like I own my time. Every step is a sacred rhyme. If I love me in the dark before dawn, would I still carry all that was wrong? Or would I see what was always true, that I was never missing, just passing through? This is my midnight self-portrait. No filter, no distortion. I am the light I was searching for. Love don't live outside my door. It's in me, it's in me, it's in me. Sacred art. I am love from the very start. And when the night forgets my name again, I will still remember who I am, without needing to be seen. They never told me that learning to love myself would sound like silence at first. Like standing in a room where all the voices leave and only truth stays behind. So I stayed. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So da 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 soft amber glow on my collarbone. I used to feel like I was made of stone, but now every breath feels like release. like I finally signed my own piece. Road chords drifting through midnight air, like they've been waiting for me to care. Bassline moves like a gentle tide, pulling me back to the parts I hide. I used to ask for love to stay, now I let it come my way, without begging, without fear, just presence that feels clear. I don't shrink to make them stay, I don't bend just to obey. If it's real, it won't erase the fire dancing on my face. This is the way I hold my life, no longer dimming to feel alright. I am the love I used to chase, I am the truth I can't replace. No more silence dressed as grace, I speak my soul into space. This is the way I hold my life. I learned that love ain't possession, it's not control or suppression. It's freedom wrapped in understanding, not a cage I'm demanding. They said I should soften my glow, but I was born to overflow. Every version of me I denied now walks beside me with pride. I don't need validation to breathe, I already have what I need. It was inside all along, like a low eternal song. I forgive the past, I invest. Every wound turned into flame, every tear knows my name. Let it rise, let it stay, I was never far away. This is the way I hold my life, even in the deepest night. I don't disappear to belong, I am the meaning of my own song. No more asking if I'm enough, I was made of sacred stuff. This is the way I hold my life. And now I understand, love was never something I had to find, it was something I had to stop abandoning inside myself. So I stayed. There are versions of me that never made it to daylight. Not because they weren't real, but because I didn't know how to hold them gently enough to let them live. So I started listening differently to my own silence. Soft candlelight on my inner walls, I hear my name where the echo falls. Roads, keys floating like memory dust, turning old fear into quiet trust. I used to speak just to be heard, now I speak only what feels like truth in word. Every breath feels newly earned, every lesson slowly learned. Bassline walking like a patient prayer, reminding me I've always been there, even when I disappeared in doubt, even when I didn't know how. I don't need noise to prove I'm real, I don't need wounds to learn how to heal. If love is love, it won't erase the woman I became through grace, where my silence learns my name. I running from what I became. I am not broken, I am whole. I am the rhythm of my soul. No more shrinking, no more disguise. I rise in the truth behind my eyes, where my silence learns my name. I used to mistake love for approval, confuse survival with renewal, but now I see the deeper thread. The life I live is what I've said. Every no I ever received was life redirecting what I believe. Now I don't chase what drifts away. I let truth decide who stays. I am not the fragment needing repair. I am the answer already there. Whole even when I feel undone. Still becoming, still the one. I release the fight. Step into light. Every shadow turns to grace. Every tear finds its place. Let it breathe, let it be. I return to me, where my silence learns my name. I stop carrying invisible shame. I am the love I used to seek. I am the voice I learned to speak. No more fading, no more lies. I live where my truth survives, where my silence learns my name. And now, even my quiet moments sound like home. I used to talk to the moon like it owed me answers. But tonight, I just let it reflect me back to myself. No questions, no expectations. Just light, learning how to be soft again. And somewhere between the silence and the bass line, I remembered I was never shattered, only shaped. Velvet night falling on my skin. City whispers letting memories in. I sip on peace like a slow-cooked wine. Every heartbeat says I'm doing fine. I used to measure love by the pain it gave. Now I measure peace in the steps I save. From walking back into what breaks my soul, I'm learning how to stay and still feel whole. No more chasing broken light. I found my truth in the quiet night. If love don't feel like I can breathe, then it's not for me. It's not for me. This is my glass moon therapy, shining back what I need to see. I am the love I kept denying. Now I rise where I start trying. No, no more bending, no more pretending. I am the healing I've been sending back to myself in melodies. They said love had to hurt to be real, but I unlearned what wounds conceal. I walk in rooms with a softer tone, still powerful when I stand alone. No crown needed to feel my worth. I was royalty since my birth. Every scar turned into design, a sacred map of a life divine. If I touch my reflection tonight, will it finally feel right, or will it whisper what I forgot? That I was never lost, just overall. This is my glass moon therapy, shining back what I need to see. I am the love I kept denying. Now I rise where I stopped trying. No more bending, no more pretending. I am the healing I've been sending back to myself in melody. I am in love effortlessly. And the moon, it doesn't judge me anymore. It just listens. Like I finally learned how to do for myself. There is a place inside silence where the soul removes its makeup and finally tells the truth. No applause, no performance. Just breathe and the soft sound of becoming. I woke up in my own reflection, no longer asking for protection from thoughts that used to steal my name. I let them burn like slow champagne. The morning light touched my skin like truth, not the kind I learned in wounded youth, but the kind that says I'm still enough, even when the world gets rough. Roads keys falling like summer rain, bassline healing what I can't explain. I used to run from my own mind, now I dance with what I find. And I don't need to be chosen to know I am golden. Even the cracks in me, let the light come flowing. Ooh, moonlit skin and quiet thunder, I fall apart just to go deeper under. Love don't live in approval's name, it lives where I stop playing the game. I am not broken, I am rearranged, a sacred fire they couldn't tame. Moonlit skin, I remember my name. He said love should make me smaller, but I got louder, softer, taller. In the same breath I learned release, that peace ain't something you can lease. Now I wear my scars like silk perfume, they bloom like flowers inside the room. Every wound became a quiet tone, singing softly, you're not alone. I've been learning me patiently. Every tear turned melody, every loss turned clarity. Let it flow, let it be. I am more than history. Moonlit skin and quiet thunder. I don't break, I go deeper under. Love don't ask me to disappear, it calls me closer. When I'm here, I am not lost, I am reclaimed. Every heartbeat knows my flame. Moonlit skin, I remember my name. And if you listen, between the roads and the breath, you'll hear it too. The sound of someone finally staying with themselves. There is a kind of love that doesn't arrive with footsteps. It arrives with recognition, not of who they are, but of who I stopped abandoning. And tonight, I am no longer waiting to be chosen. I am choosing myself fully. Late night glow on a quiet face. I learned to rest in my own space. No more begging time to heal what I already learned to feel. Every silence that I once feared now sounds like truth when it gets near. I don't chase what fades away, I let it go and still I stay. I am not what they expect, I am more than their regret. And every part I used to hide now walks with me side by side. This is the way I hold my own light, soft in the dark, steady and bright. I am the love I used to seek, now it lives in how I speak. No more breaking to belong, I was whole all along. Love don't leave when I stand tall, it meets me in my rise, that's all. They said I need someone to complete the rhythm of my heartbeat, but I learned in every loss I was never meant to be half-crossed. Now I move with grounded grace, no more running from my face. Even solitude feels like song when I know where I belong. If I never saw my worth before, would I still have open doors to a version of me I deny? Standing fearless in my life, this is the way I hold my own light, soft in the dark, steady and bright. I am the love I used to see, now it lives in how I speak. No more breaking to belong, I was whole all along. Love don't leave when I stand tall, it meets me in my rise, that's all. And if the world forgets who I am, I will not forget, because I am the one who finally stayed. I used to think softness was something I had to protect. Like it would disappear if the world touched it too hard, but I learned softness is not fragile. It's how truth speaks when it no longer needs armor. Early light on a quiet soul, learning things I was never told. That love don't always arrive with noise, sometimes it lives in the smallest joys. I stopped translating pain as fate, stopped arriving too little too late. Every breath I reclaim my ground in the silence where I'm finally found. I don't need to prove my worth, it was written before my birth. And every moment I felt small was just a shadow, not my call. This is where my softness learned my name, not through struggle, not through shame. I am the peace I used to chase, now I live it in my face. No more asking to belong, I was here all along. Love don't break what it adores, it opens every closed door. Every closed door. They tried to teach me how to hide what was always deep inside, but I learned the strength in letting be everything inside of me. Now I walk with quiet fire, no more chasing false desire. Even stillness feels alive when I let my truth survive. If I had known this all before, would I have knocked on so many doors that never led me back to me? Or was that part of destiny? Oh, this is where my softness learned my name, not through struggle, not through shame. I am the peace I used to chase, now I live it in my face. No more asking to belong, I was here all along. Love don't break what it adores, it opens every closed door. And now, when I speak my name in silence, it doesn't echo with doubt anymore. It sounds like home. I used to think becoming myself meant becoming someone new. But now I understand, becoming is just remembering who was never broken, only hidden. Soft glow spilling through Venetian blinds, rose chords unraveling time. I breathe in slow like I own the air, like every version of me is already there. Used to measure love by how much I've been, now I measure it by how I don't pretend. Every note I survived became a song that taught me where I belong. Bassline walking like a midnight truth, drums echo like reclaim youth. And I don't rush what I now know, some flowers only bloom in slow glow. I don't need fixing, I need release. I don't need chasing at me peace. And if love is real, it will recognize the fire behind my quiet eyes. Golden frequencies of my becoming. I hear my soul in the bassline humming. I am not what they tried to define. I am the rhythm of my own design. No more shrinking, no more disguise. I rise like truth that never dies. Golden frequencies, I am alive, yeah. They said I should dim it, I said I don't fit it. I'm written in light, every line is committed to truth that I carry in marrow and breath. Even my silence rewrites death. I was love-starved, now I'm self-fed. No more echoes inside my head. Just me and the universe talking slow. Like, girl, you already know. Every heartbreak was a teacher in disguise. Every goodbye opened wider skies. Now I move like I've been set free, from needing approval to simply be me. Ooh, I was never lost. Just paying cost. Now I see through every storm. I was always already born. Let it rise, let it stay. I am light in human shape. Golden frequencies of my becoming. I hear my worth in the deep bass drumming. I'm not a fragment, I am a flame, singing softly my own name. No more asking if I belong. I am the ending and beginning of song. Golden frequencies make me strong. And now I understand. Love was never supposed to complete me. It was always meant to meet me already whole. Already whole. I used to think silence was empty, but it was just waiting for me to learn how to listen. So I sat with my shadow, and we stopped arguing. We started remembering. Dim light kiss in the corner of my room. Rose chords bloom like late night perfume. Yeah. I used to fold myself just to fit in their gaze. Now I unfold in 1,000 ways. Yeah. My reflection don't scare me no more. It speaks in rhythm I can't ignore. Every flaw I once tried to erase now glows like gold on my face. Bassline walking like it knows my truth. Drums breathe slow like borrowed youth. And I finally hear what I couldn't hear, my own voice crystal clear. I don't chase love that makes me small. I don't bend just to avoid the fall. If it's real, it stays and grows like something only the soul knows. Silk conversations with my shadow tonight. We talk about wrongs, we talk about right. And somehow pain turns into grace when I stop running from my own face. I am not who they told me to be. I am the voice that set me free. Silk conversations healing me. He said love should feel like control, but I learned love is letting go of the hold. And now I breathe without permission to shine. My existence is already divine. I used to beg for a place in the story. Now I write my own glory. Ink made of scars and soul reborn. From every place I felt torn, I released what was never mine. I realigned. Every tear became a sign that I was always fine. Let it echo, let it stay. I am home in my own way. Still conversations with my shadow and me. We talk in rhythm, we agree that love is not a desperate plea. It's the right to simply be. I'm not lost, I am found in sound, where broken pieces make sacred ground. Still conversations spin me around. And in the quiet, I realized something simple. My shadow was never my enemy. It was just waiting for me to come back whole. I used to think love was a place outside my skin, somewhere I had to arrive already whole. But the mirror learned my name differently at midnight, whispering, you were never missing, only becoming. In the room listened. Slow light falling through my window pane, coffee steam dancing like it knows my name. I walk through doubt with bare feet, no shame. Every scar I own still sings in flame. They told me love was a borrowed dress, but I fit myself in my own silhouette. No longer folding just to be accepted. I bloom in silence, deeply protected. And I don't chase what runs from my peace. I let it go, let it be what it be. If it don't grow, then it's not for me. I'm rooted now like the old oak trees. I am the velvet horizon, soft but I'm rising. No storm can define this light inside me. I'm more than survival, I'm my revival. Love starts right here when I finally see me. City lights talking like they know my past, but I rewrite pages they thought would last. No more silence when my truth is loud. I wear my freedom like a sacred vow. They tried to name me, box me in frames, but I'm a river that don't stay the same, flowing through pain into higher ground where self-worth is the only sound. If love is a language, I learned it slow, not in their words, but in letting go. Every no became a door I outgrew, and every ending led me to truth. I am the velvet forget, I'll listen again to the silence within me, because that's where I was always whole. I stopped filling silence with noise and started listening to what it was trying to teach me. It didn't ask me to be more, it asked me to be honest. And in that honesty, I found a kind of love that didn't need to prove itself. Soft light. Soft light spilling on wooden floors, barefoot thoughts opening closed doors. I used to chase what I thought was love. Now I rest where I'm worthy of. No more running through empty signs, looking for peace in borrowed lines. I found my breath in the in-between, where nothing is loud but everything means. I don't need to be repaired, I just need to be aware that I was whole before the ache, before the choices I didn't make. Honeyed silence, open hands, I finally understand. Love don't ask me to divide what was always deep inside. I am the song I used to sing, soft but steady when I speak. No more proving I belong, I was here all along. He said, yeah, they said the world would test my worth, so I forgot my sacred birth. But every loss became a clue that I was never meant to lose. Now I move with slower grace, no more masks I need to chase. Even storms begin to bow to the woman I am now. If I let go of needing to be everything they wanted me, will I fall, or will I see? I was always meant to be free. Honeyed silence, open hands, I finally understand. Love don't ask me to divide what was always deep inside. I am the song I used to sing, soft but steady when I speak. No more proving I belong, I was here all along. And now, when silence comes again, I don't fear it, I sit with it, like an old friend who always knew my name. I once tried to hold time in my hands, like it was something I could keep safe, but it slipped through. Not because I was careless, but because some things are meant to move, and in the letting go, I found something softer than control. I found me. Morning light on a faded silk sheet, coffee breath and a heart still beat. I used to rush like the world would pause. Now I move in rhythm, no hidden cause. Every glance in the mirror feels new, like I'm meeting myself coming through. No more masks in a borrowed frame. I speak my truth, I don't play the game. I don't need to be everything, I just need to be my own offering. And if love is supposed to feel like home, then I'm already there, I'm not alone. I got stardust between my fingers, and it stays even when the moment lingers. I am more than the roles I play. I am light that was never afraid. No more chasing what fades away. I am enough in my everyday. Love don't leave when I choose myself. It finally feels like nothing else. They said the world rewards the strong, but I found strength in where I belong. Not in the noise, not in the race, but in the calm I learned to embrace. Every no became my guide, every loss made room for pride. Now I walk like I've already won, even when the day is done, done. If I stop trying to hold it all tight, will I finally feel light? Or will I realize I always knew that life unfolds when I let it move through? I got stardust between my fingers, and it stays even when the moment lingers. I am more than the roles I played. I am light that was never afraid. No more chasing what fades away. I am enough in my everyday. Love don't leave when I choose myself. It finally feels like nothing else. And when I open my hands again, I don't lose anything. I just remember I was never meant to hold the sky. I was meant to be part of it. They taught me how to be acceptable, but never how to be free. So I spent years shrinking my spirit to fit into rooms that forgot my name. Tonight, I'm not shrinking anymore. I'm expanding quietly, like truth does when it no longer asks permission. Midnight glow on a painted sky. I learned to see through a different eye. No more applause for the girl I faked. I honor the parts that used to break. Soft confession in the candle flame. I release the need to explain my name. Every silence I used to fear now speaks to me when I'm near. I don't owe the world my pain or the story I can't contain. I just owe myself the grace to exist without a chase. This is velvet rebellion in slow motion, a quiet storm, a deep devotion. I am not what they define. peace I built in my mind. No more bending, no more disguise. I see truth through my own eyes. Hey. Love begins where I stand still and choose myself against my will. They said I needed fixing to be whole, but I was gold before I was told. Every wound was a map I drew, leading me back to what is true. Now I walk with unshaken tone, even when I'm walking alone. No validation, no borrowed crown. I rise without making a sound. Oh, if I stop performing straight, will I find my truest lane? Or will I finally realize I was whole behind my eyes? This is velvet rebellion in slow motion. A quiet storm, a deep devotion. And I am not what they define. I am peace I built in my mind. No more bending, no more disguise. I see truth through my own eyes. Love begins where I stand still and choose myself against my will. And if the world forgets how I used to be, that's alright, because I finally remember who I was before I forgot myself.